So let's continue with our oil painting. It's been some time because I've been spending some time to clear my energy, and it hasn't been easy. And also, you noticed I've been working on something else. So right now we'll be doing the yellow layer, or the yellow ochre and burnt umber layer. So just use our liquid, and then just use some yellow ochre here. Let's see, it's enough. I think that's not enough. So we'll need more yellow ochre. Let's see. Yep, I think that's good. So again, what Leonardo used to do, it's not exactly, but according to their, research, and maybe from his writings, that you would, after, he coats the primary layer, drawing, he coats it with white, right? His uh, white layer, and then he would use to let that dry. It's like a primer, right? Protective layer, and he would let that dry. It would also like fade away the drawing. You can like erase parts, make certain parts like faded and stuff like that. It's like what we did here. I made this a little bit like blend into the background by putting white on there. It's like a fog effect. It's really nice to have fog effects. When you see a drawing that painting that is too like clear, too HD, kind of looks funny. It looks weird. So in our brains, it's like we're used to looking at paintings as if they are like actually not like AI or photographs, because of these things, these little things that are there, that makes it like feel natural, like feel like it's been created by human, or like imperfections. They call it imperfections, but actually they are strokes of beauty that you decide to place into your art. Things that are just like Leonardo's sfumato, right? So he fades things away, but it's not really realistic. Like, it's not realism. Like, you don't see fog in that way. Digital creations create fog in a different way. Reality creates fog in a different way. And sometimes we don't even notice it, like in real life, right? We don't see fog when we're looking at a person in a fog. Like, our brains like make it HD in our perception, but that's why in art, in hand painted art, you get to decide these things. It's like there's more freedom to it than just using tools like AI and stuff. In AI, it kind of looks like weird, right? Looks uncanny, like it's there's an unnatural element to the realism that it creates because it's everything is too even, everything is too uh like generic. Even the most like even if they try to make it like real artistic, there's like a flavor to digital art. No, not digital art. I mean AI art that looks uncanny. It's like machine like. The the beauty in human creation is like because of this freedom that you can see in the art, like a human can like suddenly, you know, create stuff, certain areas that still look chaotic a little bit but harmonious in some way. So that's the beauty of it. Just like this, that's the idea, I guess, but it's too pure, right? In these other art styles, it's too pure though. Like they're almost to design principally like this art, modern art. I think that's what it's trying to say. Like it's trying to inject into the human psyche. Like this is what humans can do. It's like it's human art. But you know, you always, for me, of course, you always have to go back to this complex realism with all of these ideas, like modern art, like I forget what it's called, like this just abstract kind of thing. It was a movement, right? It was a movement. It's weird, but it highlights something. It's like making something an issue to bring it to the consciousness, to the zeitgeist, make people see there's something, this thing exists, right? So you highlight the absurdity by making it like big. It's like creating telling a story. You make something so big, so in your face, so people can see it. But when you look at classical art, like in the old paintings, see it everywhere, like in Raphael, in Leonardo da Vinci, everything. Like we don't really consider it, but it's there. Right? That's why there's something mysterious about their art. It's because of that. And there's something absurd about modern art because it comes from there. These insights that modern art is trying to like emphasize to a degree, to a certain absurd level. They've taken it from there. It's like they're trying to dissect this ancient, all this mysteriousness of classical art, trying to dissect it and then just pick one element and just enhance that, like show it to the world. So you see the squiggly lines, but it's not just squiggly. It's like there's intention in it. So it's the same thing. All of these things are here. And to capture that and like hide it, not put it up front, but to put it like as an element of realism, kind of make your art like amazing. It's like in real life, right? Like it's Fibonacci sequence is always there, the spirals and stuff. It's everything. It's there in everything. Fingerprint, your bones, the trees, the shells, the leaves. It's like this element, it's a mathematical thing. It exists everywhere. It's kind of like that, but you're adding it into your art. Okay, so this is like yellow. In the camera, it doesn't look that yellow. But here, from my perspective, it looks yellow enough. I'm not using uh, the PC right now, so I'm thinking I have this PC webcam that's really captures the colors well. I'm not using it right now because I'm trying to save electricity. So maybe after everything, after I'm done, I'm gonna showcase it through that. And I need to set up OBS first. I think I kinda ruined it from gaming. Okay, so this has been sitting for like 6 months. And there's like some dirt in here. I've already brushed them away, but they're still there. So in the camera, it doesn't look too yellow. Like add more saturation to it, I guess. Like maybe you can put this up. No. Anyway. Okay, so the yellow layer, Leonardo would like add burnt umber there to the dark parts. So we're gonna use a smaller brush now, and let's see. Uh, I don't want to start too sudden. I want to add small things first. See where we're going. Maybe I'll use this small watercolor brush to add some browns here. So again, my printer broke, right? So this is related to this type of technique. So my printer broke, and the yellow, the yellow color is like stuck. It doesn't come out. So what I noticed is that first I was really annoyed, but I realized maybe it was divine intervention. Kind of showed me an idea about this, like how how colors come out using like printers. It's kind of the same. So the printer like mixes, like prints one color over on top of another, right? Like he prints black over. Okay, hold on. So it prints black, and then it prints blue and it has red, right? So it has all these colors and creates all the other colors through that. So you're not seeing actually like a pigment of purple. You're actually seeing a mix of red and blue. Kind of the same with this. Okay, so what Leonardo usually did, they say, was paint this layer first. Yellow layer, then he adds some brown while it's wet sometimes to enhance like lines maybe, stuff like this. But I've been thinking before I started the live, I'm thinking, so some colors in the dark are like bluish, right? Because like you can make it bluish as if it's uniform, like if it's the shadow is warm everywhere, it kind of looks weird. But we'll just see. So did he use like less brown in certain areas? Like did he use like bluish brown or like green in some areas? Like his base drawing is black, right? And then he would like cover it with white and cover it with this brown, right? So everything like his painting is unfinished painting. One of these famous like big painting was like all brown, and then there's like this bluish kind of brown there. Like some parts are bluish, some parts are reddish or yellowish. What I learned from studying Leonardo, like you don't need to rush your painting. It's like you don't need a thick layer right now. And there's any value to what Leonardo can teach us or the classical artists is that can actually enjoy life by taking it slow. It's actually more productive. I mean, for you, for your mind, much more healthy. Oh, you can see anything. Renante Baroro. Hello, my friend. How's everything going, man? I hope everything's fine. I hope you're doing great. So basically, I'm just laying down some colors here, and it doesn't seem to be too obvious on screen. I don't have a camera, a DSLR, just a phone. I think you can see stuff. Phone has AI technology, and it picks and chooses even the lights. You don't have to rush things. You don't have to immediately make this dark everywhere. clear it. And we have an advantage really in the modern age. You used to use like um, uh, walnut oil, like stand. He makes it like a little bit dry, puts it up to stand like a stand oil, but it's walnut. He wants it to dry fast, of course, not too fast, right? Just like us. Like here, I wish this could be like bluer. I would rather have this like blue because this is the backlight color. If this was bluish and this was warmer here, we'll see. So again, you would use like walnut oil. Cat wants to say hi. His name is Damino. And this is his face. Say hi. Ah. Oh, you wanna go out? Go outside. Oh, maybe they're just hungry. I haven't fed them in a while because budget reasons. They can survive. Hey, if you wanna donate, sure. I just don't have a way to receive donations for the cats. It's just $2, $2 for their food. Like that's good for 2 3 days. I don't have that luxury, so I kind of sometimes just wait for handouts. I don't know if you can notice the browns here. I hope you can notice it slightly. It's there, right? But since it's yellow, it's the same. It's like dark yellow. Burnt umber, it's like a dark yellow. So it may be hard to notice at a glance, but when you look back to your painting, it's gonna pop out. So while you're working on it, it's kind of hard to see it, but it's there. I'll use one of my other synthetics. We have, like I said, back to topic. We have these tools right now, like synthetic brushes that keep the shape. You can like use it as a subtractive tool. You can use it to spread out paint so thinly that sometimes it becomes like annoying because your paint is not sticking on your painting. But if your paint is like highly staining, then it's really good. Synthetic brushes can help you like spread out a stain very thinly. So I want to keep this bluish part here, but maybe could add it later, but I don't know. Because if there's already brown there, I add like white. I don't know what color comes out of that. Or if it looks nice. Because white is too opaque, right? It comes forward. I don't know. We can discover it later. So what I'm doing is not just randomly like adding browns, right? I'm picking parts that are exposed to the light and adding brown to that because in the darkest shadows, it's actually no color in there, right? So it kind of looks nice if it's cold down there. If it's a cold shadow down there, kind of looks better paired with like a warm shadow because if it's everything is warm like this, everything is warm without all these like changes here, right? You can notice all this bluish shadow here, right? And then this here is warmer. If everything is like brown, like I said in the beginning, it's gonna look funny. So that's why some of our paintings, like you kind of sense that there's something funny about it. Like shadows are right, the values are right, but it kind of looks weird, right? Kind of looks there's something missing. Sometimes it's just the temperature of the shadow. So if you make it like colder, like some areas that don't get light, of course, it's gonna take on the ambient color, right? The ambient, the environment color. So like the environment color is like in the nighttime, like when you turn off all the lights, the color of a white wall would be like the ambient color. Like it's the world color. It's like the global color. It's like the base color of everything. It's like the water. If you think about it, it's like reality to me. I put it like this: like we're in a everything we see. It's like in a water, right? It's like deep in this water. And then when the light hits, all of that water is like taken out, right? So there's this like a filter. That's what is called uh, the ambient. Like it's in everywhere, but the light takes it out. So here the ambient color is like since Leonardo like likes to paint things in a to have this bluish ambient color. So it's like an early morning, I guess. I think he likes that color, like early morning, um, 7, 8, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8 a.m. color, or maybe 5, 5 a.m. Like this bluish, bright, but and the color, I don't know. These colors are like a mix of like sunset and like sunrise. So it's like daytime but mixed with sunset. Because if it's sunset, then it's purple, right? So you would like have purplish colors, but he doesn't have that. It's like his blues are blues, ultramarine color. Then he mixes it with like yellowish colors. I don't know. That's one of the things that makes his paintings magical. He mixes dusk and dawn colors. Okay, so like I was saying, we have all of this technology, right? We have Liquin, so some people don't like it, but I really like it. So we can like experiment, and we don't have to rush. Don't have to rush your layers. Depends on your what you want, of course. can always come back to this tomorrow, like finish it tomorrow, add more layers tomorrow. I just got a notification from YouTube. So like here, right? So this is going to be a warm brown, right? So I'm not sure. It's going to be a warm brown, right? Let's say it's a brownish hair. So it would be nice to have this here, colder shadow that goes into the darker, warmer color here. This would be like a white, like the highlight. This would be cold, right? This would be cold color here. Cold and then warmer. So that's going to make it like much more appealing than if it was just like warm white and then warm shadow, right? So when you like think about it like that, like you separate things, warm, cold, warm, cold, warm, cold everywhere, it's gonna look like nice. Just like the painting I did, like acrylic painting I did using Matt Filio as the model, his photo. So I kind of like dab like warm and cools on his face. Like there's a skin tone, but one is like a little bit bluish and one is like warmer. I just mix them, like dab, dab, dab here, dab there, there. So it kind of looks like more alive than when everything was just like a bluish or like a warm skin tone, warm peach color. So if I just use like a single color, it would kind of look dull. So that was acrylic, and it was a little bit challenging to do that because you have to be fast, and acrylic needs to be wet. It was fun. It was fun to do. I don't know if I can do it again. So I was just like, at first I was like very careful about everything, right? And then kind of went tired after a few hours of being so careful. So I just dabbed everything. I just, you know, and then it turned out nice. I think it's still noticeable, warm and cold. So for now, kind of hard to see from your end. As a kid, I was really fascinated with Leonardo. Like the first time I introduced to him was about the Mona Lisa. I used to like sometimes the TV like shows uh, Bob like paint nature scenes. But what really captured me was Leonardo's painting of the Mona Lisa, and the first uh, information about him that I knew was just that the Mona Lisa was stolen, and I was like, "What? who would steal, because when you're such as a child, you don't really think about money and paintings, selling paintings, right? You just want to create something, right? Just want to create. So I saw his painting, and there's something about the Mona Lisa that really like tickled something in me. It's like something weird about it, something mysterious about it. It's not the smile and stuff like that. It's like it's very personal. Something about it. So I just left Leonardo behind right there, and then focused on painting like watercolor. I wanted to paint nature. Then I forgot all about Leonardo until just 2 years ago. Like these videos started popping up about him, and while I was working on the top secret painting I'm doing, it's like I had thoughts about him, and some of the videos kind of proved theories. Like prove the things that is coming in my head. I don't know if you believe stuff like that. It's kind of weird though. The videos were like, I don't know if it's coincidence or if it's something else. So I really wanted to connect with Leonardo through his paintings, through his techniques. And I guess, you know, life is a little bit magical than we are led to believe. There's magic in it. Something weird about existence, about reality. We cannot deny as a society, cannot told to forget about it. There's something about it that's undeniably strange, magical. So now, if you're doing this, right? If you're doing the Leonardo technique, for me at least, it's kind of more therapeutic than doing like what do you call this? Let's say like those alla prima painters, right? Like doing a Bouguereau maybe, or doing a Zorn, because theirs is like a desire to make something right now, and be like your stroke is just that. That's all. You do one stroke and that's it. It's either perfect, it's either good or not good. If it's not good, it's Sargent, right? If it's not good, then delete everything. Control Z. So it's like more modern, like more Photoshop like. But you can also do this in Photoshop, of course. Just add layers, thin layers on top of the other. But my point is that with this, you can be much more free. You don't get your painting right now, but you never know what you get, right? So you have a target, you want this to look like, you have a reference, right? You have a photo, so you kind of have a guideline of what it looks like in reality in the photo. But then when you start doing this, it kind of frees you from that, kind of separates you from the restraint of constraint of your reference. then it kind of gives you this opportunity to play, to explore. You have the base color, you have the base, you have everything is there to keep you like on point, but it also gives you freedom. It kind of frees your mind, frees your soul, and not make you into a machine, right? So what I hate most, like in life or in anything, is like when people expect you to be a machine. People expect you to perform like a machine. So here, though it's subtle, some other art forms are still doing that. They still try to make us into a machine. Because like in modern art, you can't do like you can paint over your lines twice. There's like this rule. There's like this command. Like you're like an AI, like human AI. I don't like that. Like this prompt. You can't. You just have to do it like this. But here, like Leonardo, right, in the past, nobody's telling him what to do or how to do it. Like, oh, you're doing it wrong. Huh? You already have a layer there. Can't you can't add any more layers. Can't add. Oh no, can't add blue there. So you're already on the yellow layer. You can't add blue. I don't think that's what's happening. I think he was painting slowly, step by step, according to what he needs to paint right now. He knows what happens if you layer this and that, but it's not a rule. Because when you look at his work, his paper, his advice, it's like do a sfumato in your style. So it doesn't say, oh, do a sfumato exactly like this. No, it's like do it in your style. Paint this in your style, the way you want to do it. I think Leonardo is like not like this. Okay, there's an order of things. Go step by step. I don't think that's what it is because when you look at the Mona Lisa, right? He brought it with him and he kept working on it like for how many years until he eventually passed away, right? Never get to finish it because it's not about finishing it. It's about tweaking it. It's about working on it. So, to my understanding, his brain is not about step by step, like, okay, after the yellow layer, you can't do yellow anymore. You have to do white, blue. I don't think that's how it thinks, right? And I think that's freeing for us as artists in the modern world. Like we're expected to be like machines because everything around us is machines, right? And sometimes we push ourselves to become like machines, and we even get threatened when a machine makes an art, a picture. You're threatened. Why? Are you a machine? Are you a machine? And then there's a competition, like a better machine. Are you like an old PC, and then there's a new PC that's come out, and then you're so scared because oh no, you can do better, you can do faster. No, you're human. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So what I've learned from being uh, indulging myself, like being involved and trying to connect with this guy. This guy is like, he's an outcast. His father is rich, but it's not. It's his step. It's like it's not really like something. He's a different guy. It's not like an ordinary guy. You know, those not an ordinary guy. It's like if he was alive today, we'd think he's like weird. He thinks weird. Look at that guy. Like, what is he doing in the morgue? Like late hours until morning. What is he doing with those corpses? It smells bad. Like, is he a witch or something? Right? So the point is, it's like he doesn't think like a normal guy. Why would we? Why would we equate him to something like that? To someone who thinks like a normal guy, someone who does things like a normal guy. Because a normal person, like if you're like working, right? It's not really your passion. You don't. It's not really a passion to like type stuff, like to encode data. It's not. It's not. I don't think. Maybe someone out there has that passion. I don't think everybody should. It's not like most people just want to get things done, right? Let's just get this art done. Let's just get this out there. Let's just portray it out there, and then just, let's get paid. And then after we get paid, let's buy our like. Let's go on a vacation. So that's your passion. That's your real passion. It's like the vacation is your real passion. It's not the art, right? Well, if your passion is art, it's not really about getting things out there. And if you're like Leonardo, I think being a weird guy that he is, I don't think he works and thinks the same way as any ordinary guy. Why he does things, how he does things, is not to get things out there. And that's why he was ridiculed, right? In the past, like you never get to finish a work. So that's not what he is. It's not who he is. It's not what he was. He was doing things not to get a product out. The product that he was making is not the painting itself. I think it's the discovery that he's doing. It's the what if. It's the okay, I have this idea, maybe this will work. Maybe this would look like this. What would this look like if I did this? What would this be like if I did this? What is it? What is it there? What is behind the smile? Why do smiles look like that? It was not examining corpses so I can make a Mona Lisa, so I can make a Mona Lisa faster or more realistic. No, it's a difference between trying to find out something because you already have an idea of something, and then there's a difference with that than trying to figure out something and then building out from that, right? I don't know. I don't know if you're getting, you know, that information might be for someone out there. If you're feeling like uninspired because you feel like there's this nagging pressure in your heart that you have to perform a certain way to be like successful in your painting, I mean, maybe it's time to take yourself away from that. Not the painting, not the process, but becoming the machine. Like, of course, some people wanna do like me. I wanna study Leonardo, but I don't want to be Leonardo, right? I don't want to perform like Leonardo. Of course, I'm never going to be like him. The way his experience in life, he didn't have a Leonardo to study. He had something else. So we're not never going to be the same, but I can learn from him, right? So it's kind of the same. If this there's this pressure, right? You see this guy on YouTube who paints like this, and you're really inspired by him. Then you started trying to be like him instead of understanding why he is the way he is, and then become you. Because sometimes you're attracted to people, like we're attracted to our partners, friends, because there's something about them, it's already in us. Something about these people, there's something in these people that can help us become who we are meant to be, right? Because everything for a person is a reflection of yourself, right? Humans, conscious beings, are selfish. It's about them. It's about their improvement, their betterment, right? So when we have friends, it's not about them. You caring for them, it's not about them. I mean, who are you to care about someone else? Who are you to think you can know what's best for someone else, right? Who are you? So we're trying to give advice, trying to tell someone what to do, how to do it, how to live their life. That's what we would do if we were in the position that we think that they're in. So it's like selfish. It's we're projecting ourselves to them. We don't really ask, we don't really study their lives, we don't really consider every aspect of their condition, their situation, right? So why would we do that to ourselves as painters? Why would we get frustrated if we don't get the exact brushstroke that some guy is doing that you really admire? When you admire someone, think about it this way. When you admire someone, there's something about them. Maybe it's not about their painting. Maybe it's about their personality. Maybe it's about their energy. Maybe it's about their uh, charisma. Maybe because they're successful in YouTube, that's why you're following them. It's not really about their painting. And sometimes it's really about their painting, right? The painting is good. They look like, let's say, illustration like. And you really like that. You really like illustration effect technique. So we get frustrated because we're trying to copy them instead of understanding why their painting looks the way they look. It's the same with artist study. That's why I wanted to really get into the mind of Leonardo. Not only that, I feel like an affinity to him, to his eccentric nature, but something happened. I'm gonna share it in another video, of course. Something happened to me. It involves him. And that began the journey. Like, and I think what's happening to me right now is like related to that. So you have to be careful what you wish for or what you ask the universe about or your life. Like, what question you have in your mind, you have to be careful. And you can control it, right? You can like ask, how do I paint this? And then just forget about it. Just put it in your mind. Like, how do I paint this exactly? How do I paint this kind of paintings exactly? Then you're gonna be taken if you don't reject it, of course. If you keep the intention of wanting to learn that, you're gonna be thrown into a path, into a process. Just embrace the process. It's gonna be hard sometimes. It's gonna be ridiculous sometimes, but just embrace it. Because everything about that, if you're serious about wanting to know something, then life is gonna answer you. Life is gonna make it so that you get your answer, get what you really need. And sometimes the answer is comes, and that's not enough because you're gonna keep moving forward. And sometimes it's not about being able to do something as someone does it, but the best part of it is becoming yourself. And that process of learning how to do something exactly like someone does it is just a step to unleashing your own, like, it's like this, right? It's like when we're kids, we learn to walk, right? We learn to walk, but we're not really told how to walk. We just, okay, walk like you are doing. Then as we learn to like fumble, then we eventually become like, we look at our parents, right? And then they're walking just, whoa, so smooth. They walk so good. And we idolize them. They're like gods to us because they can walk. Oh my God, they can run. But we don't really like focus on that, how they make their strides like this. And I want to do my strides like this too. You don't really do that. I think that's helpful for us also as painters. We don't really want to do to be like our idols. We want to understand how they do it, but we don't restrict ourselves to that. Right? Anyway, enough rambling. I guess the point of today is to free yourself, right? To free ourselves from these constraints of, number one, process, uh, number two, expectations, and number three, like, the outcome. The number four, like, be honest with yourself, like being honest with ourselves. Sometimes we're frustrated because nobody's buying our paintings because that's what you want to do. you don't want to paint. You want to sell paintings. So why don't you just look for paintings that are nice, that you think you're gonna sell, and then just sell that. Be a paint seller, painting seller. Like, become that. Become an agent. Sell paintings because that's what you want to do. You don't want to paint. You want to sell paintings. So don't stop trying to paint. Sell. Sell more because that's what you want to do. Right? So it's like being honest to ourselves. What do we really want? And to me, that's what opened my eyes to that. Is this Leonardo's way? And it didn't come to me like that. The understanding didn't come to me like instantly. It took me this time. Like, it took me like trauma and stuff to realize that not really that. This method of his is not really about the process. Like, okay, start with this and this, and you can't really go back because he, in his paintings, he went back as multiple steps back every time. Like, his paintings are like layers of paintings. Like, he didn't do like he didn't do it like we do today. Like, we have a reference, like here, a reference here, and then we just copy it portion by portion. No, he didn't do it like that, right? He was playing. Like, here, I have this, right? I have this brown layer now. Then we'll start doing white later. And then if I think like, oh, okay, I need more dark here. So I can go back and darken that. It doesn't matter. It's the process. It's the making of the thing. It's not the process. It's not the outcome. Of course, it's in your mind, right? But the outcome that you want changes. Like, if I see this now, if this was all white, then my goal would be to like make it like like an old photograph. But now that it's an old photograph, I want to make it something else. So it's like, don't focus too much on that. In your paintings, of course, some paintings are gonna go to shit. Like, everything's gonna go wrong sometimes. It's unrecoverable because there's an ideal, there's a goal, and then we kind of stray too far from it. It kind of becomes abstract. Like, if you wanted something that resembles someone, then it becomes something weird. So there's points also like that. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Did you have fun ruining your painting? Were you struggling with something? Well, until you're making mistakes upon mistakes upon mistakes. To us, of course, right? You're doing steps and steps and steps that led to the ruined painting, right? So it's not totally useless. Because now you've gone through all of that, and then you can either do that in the future to create a certain outcome, or not do it to not lead to to a certain outcome, right? So you kind of gained something. So it's not a loss, it's actually a gain, because now you know how to make a mistake, and how, if you don't do that, then, right? Anyway, let's see you next time. Bye.